I think when you put it closer to me, it doesn't necessarily help.
Because how come?
I rewatched one where it was really close to me, and you were still way louder than me.
Oh, so it's just people
natural,
belly aching.
just natural selection.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, let's try this.
No, don't do
that.
Okay. All right. So we'll put the microphone where it normally goes.
Yeah, that's fine. It's still closer to me
than it
is to you.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey everybody, this is Matt and we're at Texas Toast Guitars. Thanks for watching our 1 hour of power Thursday afternoon. It's not evening until 6. Is that when evening starts officially? Our Thursday hour of power where we are Lucky Pierre between Ike and the gang at Flipside Music, the great American guitar store, and Dylan McCurchie and his lovely wife Leslie from Dylan Talks Tone, Dylan Pickups. Although Ike didn't do a live stream today, he's a little busy. He has officially moved into what I have been very affectionately referring to as the destination shop as of Monday. So I actually went and helped him do some moving and some carpentry stuff on Sunday. Brian Duncan helped me out. Brian Duncan didn't go to help me out. Brian Duncan was there, and he and I worked together on some projects, and some Ike's guys and me worked on some projects, and from Brian and some Ike's. You guys get the point. But they are officially in the new shop, which I know some of you guys probably thought that day might never come, and Ike might have been thinking that too.
I wondered for a while.
Yeah.
And there were times when I thought he's going to end up having to sell that building. He's never going to be able to use it for what he wants to use it for.
Well, he's in like Flynn, and so the parking lot's all brand new. The inside looks.
Everything's.
Did you ever go to?
I still haven't been there.
Oh, you haven't been, so you don't know what it looked like.
I know what it looks like from the outside.
Okay,
but I haven't been inside.
Well, the original plan was that we were actually going to be at Flipside Music, the great American guitar store, tonight for our live stream. And Ike actually sent me a thing last night or early this morning. He's like, "Man, I'm just so busy with stuff, still trying to get settled in that it's probably good if we don't do a live stream from."
Yeah.
He said, if you've already told everybody, we'll do it, but if not, maybe let's shoot for next week.
Yeah. Well, in next week's class, so we won't want to.
So we won't be able to do that then.
Maybe the following week we'll do it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, thanks for hanging out with us, you guys. We have much to talk about tonight. But first, Chris, how are you doing today?
Fine and dandy.
What I know we've been working on, but why don't you bring everyone up to speed with what we've been doing?
Lots and lots and lots of paint.
Yeah.
We are painting everything.
I don't know how many guitars got painted this week, but I know it's so many that I can't just be like, oh yeah, it was 8 or it was 10. It was a lot of guitars.
There was a lot of guitars that got painted. Yeah.
There were probably 8 that got done today.
I don't know about that.
Well, not color, but there was clear and
yeah, we did. We put clear on at least 8. Yeah.
J Van B, whose guitar we painted today. Maybe a silver burst prostitute after the others get through the queue. That sounds like fun. Well, so yeah, I want to talk about that because I have been doing, Chris is in charge of the paint work here. That's not something that you guys didn't know, but I have been, one of the things that we are working on, several of the things that we worked on this week were our $400 contest guitars.
Mm-hmm.
And I could have very easily said, Chris, will you paint mine for me? And
I'd have said no.
And Chris, well, you probably wouldn't have said no.
I would have said no.
You wouldn't have said no.
Really, Matt?
You said that.
You want okay.
But if I pushed, you'd have probably done it. And I wouldn't have felt good about it. But as it turns out, I did all the paint work on my $400 guitar contest guitar.
Yep.
And I'm very pleased with it. And are we going to show those off before the thing, or did we?
Yeah,
that was it.
Should. Yeah, I think we should. We should aim for that Friday before.
Okay.
We can show them off a little bit, and then just in case we don't have any, because I don't want those things. I mean, let's be honest. They're going to be the hit of the show.
They may not be because Oh, I see. Oh, I see. You are funny.
Yeah.
Guy. Okay.
But I don't want them to be, the focus of that
No, the focus of the $400 guitar building contest,
is all the other.
you're
guitars.
100% right,
Yeah,
is
yeah.
everybody else's stuff that they worked very hard on, and they had to come here to Colorado or bring their guitars or something, and they had to pay money. So yeah, so we want the focus to be on them. But rest assured, there will be a Texas Toast component to that.
Yeah, and I'm hoping there's going to be a little Texas Toast corner, and we'll bring our $400 guitars, and maybe we'll bring a couple others just to sort of show them off. Since it's, if it was here at the shop,
Yeah,
we'd have guitars around, but we wouldn't necessarily display them. But since it's someplace else,
yeah.
and we have kind of a captive audience.
Now you and I both built 2 guitars as part of the deal. I already disqualified one of mine because the pickup is half so I won't be able to use that one. But
half and the wood's the other.
Yeah.
Half. Yeah.
But you built, so there's no money for tuners or bridge or anything.
Right.
You built a couple. Are you going to bring them both, or are you going to bring just one?
I think I might bring them both, but I may just bring the one.
There's a method to what I'm getting at. I'm going to be bringing the one that I did all the paint work on. And I think I'd like to bring a Challenger level 1, level 2, level 3, and level 4 to flip up to Odyssey Beer Works, the Great American.
I think that's the right way to go.
Yeah. But do you think we could do a reveal tomorrow on check out this neat stuff that's coming?
Yeah, we should do that.
some of those double Ds and some of those, some of those pros and okay. So anyhow, so it was a lot of fun to do a bunch of paint work with you this week, because the last time I sprayed color, it was lacquer. To give you guys an idea of how long ago it's been since I've shot color. I've done bursts a few times.
You do some bursts and you shoot sealer and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and it's not that you can't spray; it's just that you don't.
I don't do it.
Yeah.
So it was really fun to work on all that stuff this week, and I felt bad because when we do workshops and there's a 2-day paint component, I just sort of sit here and go, all right, have a good time painting, you guys. And I'm I probably need to know a little bit more about our paint techniques and things like that. So
the new updated hotness.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because there's little changes here and there that
there's a lot, which is good because I skipped over all the stuff that we don't do anymore.
Skipped over all the stuff that didn't work.
Yeah. But to be able to help you with workshops, I think will be way more fun for me to come in and do something.
I'm looking forward to it too.
And as you know, Chris, when you light a candle, your flame doesn't extinguish. So now we both have a little bit of to have me be able to do some of this stuff.
Yeah,
is going to pay off because, frankly, if there's just you at an 8-hour day, that's only 8 hours. If there's you and me for 8 hours, then that's 16 hours. So if you're doing everything and I'm just sitting around,
you can probably just put in a half a day and still end up that 8 hours.
Same idea.
Yeah.
Okay. So, man, we've got a doozy of a workshop starting Monday. 5 guys are coming out, and we had 6, but we had a last minute cancellation.
That's right.
So we got 5 guys who are coming out. They've all got we got a boatload of super cool tops from Dan and Calvin at Tonewood Experts today. Really, there's a quilt one and a bunch of flame ones and just a lot of neat stuff. And these guys are going to be making cool guitars. But yeah, this week was dedicated to paint work, except for Friday, which is going to be dedicated to cleaning up the shop. Yay, everyone's favorite thing in the whole wide world, right?
Which I'd completely forgotten about until you mentioned it this morning.
Hey, maybe we should do that.
Yeah, it's not going to clean itself. Can you imagine? Come in Monday morning.
There's a bunch of shit everywhere.
Yeah.
Welcome to Texas Toast.
Piled high on every table.
So anyway, we did a bunch of paint work, and every time we do a lot of paint work, I always think that there aren't very many guitar colors.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now I wanted to ask you guys what you thought. And I'm sorry, I'm not looking at the comments because we're just getting started. So get ready. We're gonna go to the peanut gallery here in just a little bit. But I look at guitars and I think there just aren't that many neat colors for guitars. As a woodworker, as a wood guy, I like to see actual lumber. You know what I mean? So just about everything I do has a burr. It doesn't have a solid opaque color. Where do you come down on that particular
Well,
thing?
it sort of depends on the guitar and the wood and everything else. I have no problem with solid colors. And I like solid colors, but I don't like covering nice wood up with solid colors.
Yeah.
So so some of this goes back to the original planning stages of a guitar. What's the finish going to be?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be, light blue, light solid blue. Okay, well then I'm not going to use.
I better use the most expensive
totally
wood.
Yeah. Paduke or whatever.
Whatever it is.
I'm going to use a paint grade wood for that.
Yeah.
So, and it sort of hurts my soul to cover up really nice looking wood with and I don't mind like dark bursts and stuff like that, but if you can see a little bit of the wood, that's fine. But if it's completely obscured, it kind of bums me out.
There's one exception that I make for that, and that is mahogany. I love the way plain mahogany looks. I love translucent colors on mahogany, but I'm okay with opaque colors on mahogany too.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm looking at one right there. That's a mahogany body and a maple neck, and it's got a black. Yeah.
Yeah. We don't do a lot of that kind of thing, but that's okay. And sometimes alder can be really, really good looking wood, but I'm totally fine with painting it solid white.
Me too.
Whatever color. So, but yeah.
Oh my. So anyway, and I have to eat a little bit of crow today too, Chris.
I think I do too.
Because you and I did something today that we told everybody we would never ever do. And that is, we did a silver burst challenger today. And obviously it's today, so it's still in the paint booth. So I mean it's curing now, but God, it looks really cool. Way cooler than I thought it would.
And the funny thing is when it was all masked off and I sprayed it silver, I was like, oh, that looks pretty neat. And I did the burst and I went,
wah wah.
I don't know. And then I unmasked it and I was like, oh, okay, that's actually kind of neat.
Yeah.
Because
we scraped the binding and it looked killer. And
the back had already been painted something else. And then we scraped the binding and it looked really good. And it's like, oh, and then we put the clear on. It's like, oh yeah, that's actually really neat looking.
Yeah.
So, So there were even doubts in between. I was like, we should have just left it silver.
I thought about that. Yep.
Yeah. But when it's all said and done, it's actually really neat looking. So
that's the thing that I notice when I look at people's guitars and I'm like, God, just stop right there. It looks great. And then they go to the next thing. I'm like, ooh, that's actually pretty cool. Just stop right there. It looks great. And then they do the next thing and the next thing. It's cool to see it all come to fruition. And I got to tell you guys, I know that I've kind of bashed the silver burst and I've been one of the most vocal opponents of the silver burst, but the silver burst challenger looks great. Now I will let me come clean a little bit though. There are silver bursts and then there are silver bursts. And I looked up a bunch of silver bursts today and some of them look really they just look like dog crap.
Yeah.
The silver burst challenger looks great. Not every silver burst looks cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this I'm really, really digging ours. Ours is, and now I don't know if I've ever seen what we did today. And I could be wrong, but I don't think I've ever seen a silver burst with maple reveal binding before. What say ye, Chris?
I haven't looked at enough of them to know, but yeah, I think the maple binding thing is a fairly modern thing, and I don't think a lot of people do it. So
Yeah.
It's there's probably not a lot of that going on.
So
Because I think usually the maple thing lends itself to more natural tones, browns and yellows,
absolutely, yeah.
and wood tones, see-through wood tones, to show off the rest of the stuff. Because it's a maple top, and it was a flame maple top.
Unfortunately,
so the
this
binding is flame maple,
yeah,
which is pretty nifty.
Now we don't always paint flame maple silver burst, but this one had some damage, and we had to
just say there was an incident.
Yeah, there was. So, all right. So I am going to Guitar Tim says that he has mixed views on Silverburst. Tim, I think that when you see this one, you might change your mind.
Yeah, I think there's some really cool ones, and there's some that are, like you said, not as well done. It's weird painting solid color bursts, because solid colors don't fade like regular burst colors do. There's no translucence to it, so you have to be more aware of hard lines in the burst, so it doesn't, you don't want it to look like a target. You don't want it to be, you don't want it to look like somebody masked it.
But it doesn't, but you were saying that since black, it doesn't like fade into the other color.
The other color like other things do.
Do you feel comfortable vamping on fading into the other color of a sunburst while I go get another beer? What does that actually mean when you're talking about when one color fades into the other? Knowing that I actually have video here of you doing that, and I'm going to post that on Instagram. Oh, it looks like I'm just
sure. So
I'm going to sit here.
So normally the colors that we spray are translucent. They're candy. They're, you spray it and it's not a solid color. It's a see-through color. And the more, so I start very narrow.
Thank you.
And then I gradually make it wider and wider in the burst. And so that narrow part keeps getting darker and darker, and the rest of it just sort of fades into the other colors.
And when we do a burst, we'll do like the darkest colors first, which is not what you normally, that's not the normal thing that people talk about. We do the darker colors first, like a tobacco brown, and then we'll do like that kind of I would call it Luxardo red, and the brown stays brown, but it softens quite a bit. In the video that I'm going to post, you guys are going to see what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and then we spray the amber or whatever other color, and so it gives it this nice flowy gradient. It's not, as much as I love old guitars, you can see that they were just going as fast as they could spraying sunbursts, and it's that, and it's not very I don't know, it's not overly pleasing to my eye.
We've got some questions coming in about sunburst. Brian wants to know, do you adjust your trigger pressure when you're doing a sunburst? I can actually take that one. No. On a spray gun, the trigger is the same. You may or may not adjust the air.
But I do adjust the fan as I go, and I usually start on a guitar. I start with the narrowest stuff first. So I have a pattern that's a 1/2 inch wide and very little paint, and I'm very, very close to the project. And as I progress, the pattern gets wider and wider, and I'm further back from the piece. I almost think of the paint gun as like an airbrush at that point.
It's a great big airbrush, right?
Yeah.
So the further back you move,
the fan gets wider.
The wider the fan gets,
but it also gets less
dense, right?
Less pointed.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I'm always on the edge of a guitar. If this is the edge of a guitar, I'm always spraying. I'm always pointing the tip. Like if it was a gun and I was trying to shoot it, I would be trying to hit that corner all the time, no matter what angle I'm at. I'm always trying to hit that corner.
I think a lot of people think that's they try to approach the sunburst. They want to like go, I don't want to get any in the inside, but that's actually wrong. You want that stuff to flow into each other.
I want it to.
And unfortunately, when you have a silver base coat and you spray black on the around the ring, you don't get that fade.
No,
you just get, it's just,
there's a little bit of fade, but
It's
And if
not like those
it
completely
happens.
horrible
Yeah.
bursts where there's like a hard line. You have a
and
nice
with
soft
black,
line.
it happens like right away.
Yep.
It's like a pass.
Yep.
Oh shit.
Done.
Okay, there it is. Yeah.
John says that he actually likes the teardrop shaped burst.
Yeah.
What's the deal with those? I'm looking at one over there.
Well,
Yeah.
there's it's a little bit easier to do, and also there's less masking, and the side of the neck is the real issue.
So if you're looking at like a Les Paul, which is all Gibsons have that teardrop burst,
Most of them,
generally
yeah,
speaking.
Yeah. Although Les Paul has the fretboard sits on top of the body.
Yeah.
So there's no little neck reveal.
That's
there,
right. So what are you talking about there? And then we're going to get to colors here. I promise, guys. But yeah.
This is going to be hard to explain.
Okay. Let me see if I can help you. So the neck actually sits at an angle
Mm-hmm.
on like an arch top. And if the neck's made of mahogany, there's a mahogany section before you get to the binding section.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't do that teardrop, then what happens?
Then you have a chunk of unpainted mahogany
Yeah.
on the neck that looks terrible.
Mm-hmm.
So the way we do that is we mask the top of the guitar, just with a couple of quick pieces of tape, and we spray that little tiny reveal of maple or mahogany neck, and we peel that off, and then you can do your regular burst.
Yeah.
If you do a teardrop, it gets hit with the teardrop as it comes in.
Yeah.
To that point.
The other thing, have you ever seen? I know you have. But,
I just did some teardrop bursts this last week.
If you ever watch the guy or the lady, whomever it is at Gibson doing the teardrop that they're filming that day,
cigarette,
man, it's fast. They like whip them on there, and it's done like it's. I don't know how many they do an hour.
I don't know either.
But it's more than we do, and it's more than.
You know what the next step is?
Oh.
Robot paints clear after they scrape it.
Robot
paints clear.
Yep.
Those guitars are not painted by a human person after that.
At Gibson?
At Gibson.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
For as old school as some of Gibson's stuff is, robot painters.
Okay. All right, Chris. I'm going to tell people a little bit about some colors that I really like.
Okay.
And some colors that I really hate. Now, these are just my opinions.
Okay.
I'm also going to talk about some colors that I think are classics. And I want you to think about what your list is going to be, because I kind of flung this out at you.
Okay.
And I didn't go, hey, Chris, we're going to talk about guitar colors today.
Okay.
So in no particular order, I think it should come as no surprise that one of my favorite colors of all time is what you and I have affectionately called the Hamer burst. It's like a dark red to amber, maybe almost brown on the edge, almost.
Yeah, and I think I have come up with a formula, and by formula I mean made it easier to get the same result every time.
Yep.
With the Hamer burst.
That is far and away my all-time favorite guitar color scheme.
Would you say we nailed it on that one?
No, because that's not the one you're thinking of. That's
that's
the level 3. Yeah.
But
yeah, I'd say we absolutely nailed it on that.
I would too.
One of my least favorite, and I'm gonna irritate a lot of people right now. You're gonna hate me. This is just my opinion. It's and I loved it when I first saw it, and now I hate it. It's kind of like listening to Bohemian Rhapsody. It's a wonderful song, but you hear it 8 times a day on classic rock radio now. The blue quilt maple guitar that looks like a swimming pool. But the first time I saw it, I'm like, God, that's so cool. Now I hate it because I see it because it's so cool. Everybody wanted to do it. You know what I mean? So those are my top and my bottom. And just my opinion. You know what I mean? If you can love the blue Paul Reed Smith quilt top, you're wrong, but you can love it. Anyway. So, but I think about guitar colors often, and I'm like, well, there's popular colors. There's white, and there's red, and there's black, and there's sunburst. Other than that, you're kind of in that like if you're a Gibson guy, there's like Pelham blue. There's that red, which I already said red, but like that kind of translucent Gibson red.
Yeah.
Fender has there's the white one. I guess there's the like butterscotch and stuff, but Fender has certainly more colors. But like I don't know. I mean, we go and we look through those paint chip books, and I'm like, all this stuff is neat and not neat all at the same time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the safe colors are sunburst, black, and red, and maybe a handful of whites or creams and stuff.
Whites,
but yeah. There's not a lot of green guitars. There's not a lot of purple guitars. There's not a lot of yellow guitar. There are, but
yellow is a tough one.
There's not a lot of orange guitars.
Not a lot of orange, although orange is cool.
Mm-hmm.
Green is really cool. We've done some really, really cool green stuff. But whenever I think green, I'm like, it's
not easy being green.
No, it's not. I always think of colors, like if you say blue, I always think like royal blue, at least to start.
Yeah.
Even though I think I'm pretty well versed in sky blue and ice blue and Daphne blue and all these other blues. But when you say blue, my brain goes to like Pepsi can blue.
Yeah, for me, blue on a guitar, there's dark blue and light blue, and that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. And so you have to, you have to describe it more. And same with green, 7-Up green.
Yeah.
Like pretty vibrant green.
Yeah.
And I'm not necessarily a fan of that. But there's some other tones of green that I do really like.
We did some that were like crazy cool sparkly greens, and we've done olive drabs, and they all looked neat.
Yeah, and some of those more kind of drabby tealy colors. When does blue stop and teal begin? Or green stop and teal begin?
Yeah, when does it become turquoise? And I don't know.
Some of those colors are really cool too. So, but when you say green, I automatically go to green.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want that.
I don't want that.
Kawasaki? No, I don't want Kawasaki.
Kawasaki green.
Yuck.
All right. So, Chris, I want you to answer the same. I want you to describe for me your number one and your least favorite and the colors that you deem appropriate for guitars. While you're doing that, I'm going to go to the comment section because, guys, I want to know what you think is the coolest guitar color, the least cool guitar color, and what's an acceptable guitar color. Let me know, because I know that I am oversimplifying this. So let me know what you guys have.
Least favorite guitar color, I think would have to be brown.
Okay.
Without a doubt. Nope. I don't think I know.
Now you're not talking about like
I'm not talking
tobacco
about,
brown, see-through. Okay.
Tobacco brown.
Yeah.
I'm talking about brown, like see-through stain, Jacobian brown, like an old wood shutter brown on a guitar, because I associate that with somebody stripped it thinking they're going to redo it, and it ended up brown.
Yeah.
I do not like that. Favorite, I got a lot of favorite colors.
There's a lot of people calling for greens. I think green is an underappreciated color in the guitar world.
Okay. One of my favorite colors, and it might be like overdone, but kind of that Mary Kay white, see-through white on ash is just really, really cool.
People are saying that it really does depend on the wood.
Yeah, it really does depend on the wood, what you do it. And then there's a ton of solid colors that I like. But yeah, Mary Kay white is pretty neat.
Let's take a super chat from our good friend, Sir David Dangerous, who says, I was having a guitar built years ago. Orange seemed to be the least used, so I had it painted in your face construction orange. We've got one right over there that's going to be in your face construction orange too.
Yeah, and one of our most popular guitars was a fabric top with a pucker orange back, and it was really
rad.
striking. Yeah. So much so we built several after that. So yeah, orange is cool. Yellow I think is underrepresented. Like for one thing, it's hard to come up with a metallic yellow
they're like
any good.
Like TV yellow is a thing.
TV yellow, yeah.
But you're not talking about that.
More like mustard than.
And see-through amber burst on a Les Paul. That's
sort of a yellow, but closing in on. Well, amber is the right word for that color. So
John Milner had a really cool yellow.
He did, yeah. Well, and Yeah, yeah. Sort of a cross between plain yellow and piss green, ain't it?
That was
plain green and
what
piss
Bob
yellow.
Falfa said.
Good
That, but
Lord,
yeah,
I'm stupid. Yeah.
puke green and
Yeah.
I thought the John Milner car. Why don't we do one?
That was canary yellow. That
was
like
it?
fairly standard. Yeah, you know that big PPG book
Uh-huh.
that has like every color, but there's still not a whole lot of colors in there,
Mhm.
like 40 colors.
That's the one to
That's
use,
canary
by the
yellow.
way.
It really is, because when you think of colors, you probably have it in your head, and if you get too deep into it,
you get too mixed up.
Yeah. I was at the paint store the other day, and we needed a color, and we're going back and forth on paint codes and this and that, and they happened to have a little thing there, and it had some colors, and I grabbed it and I went, that's the one right there, just do that. Yeah.
Okay,
so
excellent.
Sometimes it's easier if there's fewer choices.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, just paint it black.
Now, so there's what's the deal with like somebody asked, how come people think left-handed guitar players always want black guitars? Black is probably the most popular guitar color, probably, right?
Maybe, yeah. Is that a thing? Do left-handed guitars only come in black?
Well, I don't know, but
Yeah.
you got to figure if you're going to make one out of every however many, 1 out of every 10 guitars, let's say, are left-handed, it's probably 1 out of every 100.
Probably, yeah.
You would be well advised to paint it in a color that's crazy popular.
Yeah.
So and black is the color everybody wants a black guitar.
Yeah.
Except me.
Yeah.
Because black is cool, and like Trans Am's come in black, and you want a cool black guitar.
Yeah.
Right?
You know why I like black?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But everybody also wears a black T-shirt.
Yeah.
So I hate to do black guitars because unless somebody comes in wearing a yellow shirt, I'm like, yeah, you're the guy who gets the black guitar.
Yeah.
Because you can't see the guitar.
Right.
And I want everyone to see the guitar. So, but yeah, black guitars are super cool.
Uh-huh.
And yeah. Anyway.
Do you remember what color was the guitar? Oh, I know. It's Brett's Fiesta Red Strat.
Yep.
And under stage lights, it looks brown.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm like, damn it.
Yeah, and there's Fiesta Red, and then there's Fiesta Red.
Well, but we got the real Fiesta Red.
We did.
Yeah, it's a really cool color, and you get up on stage, and it's like this neon kind of, not even neon, just this weird moss green color under certain stage lights, and I was like,
it didn't look Fiesta Red, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Guitar Doc 71 DC Cora Jr. asks a great question. Can you create any translucent color, and how much difference in prep for the body from a solid color? Great question. Let's dive into that a little bit.
Yes, you can, or you should be able to with the right stuff.
What do you
colors.
use? And let's plug Jeffrey's.
Okay,
stuff.
So the way that we do that is we use a clear base coat. Some call it intercoat clear.
Mm-hmm.
And then we use dyes from Trans Tint. And he makes all sorts of colors.
Yep.
We use his fairly traditional colors. He's got like a tobacco brown and an amber and a honey amber and a golden brown. He's got cherry red. He's got perfect red, which is more Gibson-y.
If you guys know what
black,
if you go into the StuMac website, you'll see the
teals,
all the stuff. That's all Trans Tint stuff.
Yeah, and it's it can be very subtle, or it can be extremely dark and almost candy-like. It is candy. Really, candy is just clear candy apple red. It's not candy apple, it's candy apple red.
Okay. Yeah. Someone was actually just talking about candy
apple blue. There's no blue apples.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, there is candy apple green.
Yep.
But anyway, candy apple brown, stay away from that apple.
You don't want that apple, baby.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's
but there is candy brown or candy root beer or
like a lot of metal flake stuff. What you do is you shoot a silver metal flake over it.
Yep.
And then you coat it you cover that in whatever color you want it to be. So if you want purple metal flake, you mix up a candy purple.
Yeah.
With the clear and trans tints.
Generally speaking, all
violet.
of the like cool custom cars that are going to get like lots of line work on them have a silver flake coat and then a bunch of candies.
And then a bunch of candies over the top of that, rather than shooting separate metal flake colors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We've got a couple metal flakes coming up here too, don't we?
Yep. We do. One for J Van B and
one for
Joe Doodalicious.
Yeah, that's right, baby. That's right, baby.
It's not his real name.
No, it could be,
but it's
if he wanted to
do something. Yeah.
So, all right. So, did you, Michael Beckloff wants to know, what do folks think of buttercream? Michael Beckloff, I think that when you see your guitar, you're going to go, butter what? It's so cool.
Yep. Yeah.
In fact, I actually used your guitar for the video that it's going to be that I'm going to do on Sunday. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
Yep. It'll be internet famous.
Yeah, but buttercream is the super cool color,
yeah, buttercream. Right? Yeah, I like some creams and stuff like that. The funny thing is, whites and creams are incredibly difficult to shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you get anything in it, it shows up.
Yeah.
Some of the easiest stuff to shoot is usually the metallics are fairly easy to shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Dark solid colors are easy to shoot. Sunbursts.
One of the reasons we don't do a lot of metal flake is, regardless if you've got a white guitar or a black guitar or a sunburst guitar, there's always one dink little red speck of metal or of flake.
That's
in the paint.
Really funny until it's not.
Until
anymore.
It is funny.
Yeah. So you're looking at like a white guitar and you're like, man, this is really, and then this bling comes up. Like, what the hell is that? Oh, it's one single piece of red.
And we go through great pains to keep metal flake out of our paint booth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was a time when
metal flake.
We sort of laughed about, look, and there it is. Yeah, there's one on every guitar. That's our solemn vow to you: is each guitar contains at least one solo piece of metal flake.
I want you guys to know something. Flake may be the new flame. It won't make you play any better, but it will get you laid faster. And if you paint with a lot of metal flake, it is the herpes of the paint world.
God,
it's everywhere, and you cannot get rid of it.
And it'll show up a month later.
Yep. You think you got it.
Yeah. And it'll end up in your car, and it'll end up, on your carpet.
You walk out into if you paint it, if you spray it out in the parking lot and you walk through it and walk it into it's going to wind up.
Yeah. It will get,
somehow.
You open the container and it's just like pixie dust. It's like, son of a bitch.
It gets all over the place. You're right.
Do you know where I pour the metal flake into the paint?
Where?
Not in the paint booth.
Not in the paint booth.
Yeah. I go outside, wait for it to not be windy. There you go.
Yep. Shark Air says he has a brown guitar that would blow your mind.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, that's it's there's talk of a brown guitar that'll blow my mind, and then there's a brown guitar that'll blow my mind.
I bet you his guitar is not as brown as when I think of brown.
I think one of my favorite guitars that I ever saw was a root beer, like a candy root beer metallic, or what?
Well, that would be candy root beer over a gold metallic base. I mean,
and it was a
cool.
P bass, and it was like it was so awesome. Yeah,
that's cool. Yeah,
maybe Shark Air owns that one. Yeah,
I'm talking about
taking
a piece of wood, and it doesn't matter what the wood is, and you go to Home Depot. And you go to the Minwax section. They don't sell Minwax anymore, but when they did, there was a color called Jacobian. I always call it Jacobine. It's a very, very dark brown, and it does not make everything brown. It makes it, and you do that, and you go, oh, it was sort of splotchy. and then
Yeah.
you cover it in some sort of polyurethane or something. And here's my guitar.
Here's
And it
my
looks
guitar.
terrible.
So for whomever asked, no, we do not outsource our metal flake work, though we should.
We should. Yeah. Just send
Tiki
it to
Trash
Ken
writes,
Bell.
what about huge bass boat flake?
Well, that's
Yeah,
what
that
we're
gets
talking
everywhere
about.
too. Yeah.
That's what we're talking about is,
Uh-huh.
you know, big powdered flake that you mix in with the clear.
Yep.
Not metallic. You know, that's a different paint.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that big stuff because it sprays fairly dry, no matter how wet you try to.
By the way,
spray it.
Sean Emenheiser is feeling our pain on this one.
Emenheiser,
Yeah.
yeah.
Is that
Yeah,
Eamon?
it's
Emen.
Emenheiser.
Oh, well, see, I'm sorry,
Sorry.
Sean. I'll forget next
Yeah,
time.
he knows all about metal flake. Yeah, the places that spray a lot of metal flake have a metal flake specific booth.
And you would have to.
You would
Yeah.
have to. Yeah.
You think
And
Sean
even
does?
then, I don't know because I don't know how much paint work he does.
I don't know either.
So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. It's cool.
He does do a good job, though. I can tell you that.
I can tell you that much.
Yeah, maybe he's our new metal flake guy.
Oh, he says nope. Although I'm not sure what he's answering. But yeah, maybe he's saying nope. I don't spray a lot of metal flake. You know, and Mike Learn doesn't spray a lot of metal flake. He'll do it, but he doesn't like doing it. I don't think anybody, unless they only shoot silver metal flake stuff, likes doing metal flake because they have to clean the booth every time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. So where are we? Do we have any guitars that we're like, I wonder what color this should be? I don't think we do right now, do we?
No. I always try and that's one of the things you have to decide on early on, usually is what's this going to look like finished?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think that helps with a lot of other steps, you know?
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be black. Well, then I'm going to put black binding on it.
Yeah, that won't do you any good.
No.
Yeah. Or I'm gonna use the craziest quilt maple I can and then spray paint it black. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Speaking of paint, one of the things that we're going to be talking about in my upcoming video series, Ultimate Strat Rebuild, is fabric top and paint. And I just thought, for those of you who have seen the recent video that actually went out, it's you haven't seen it, have you? It's a video, and there's a PDF, kind of not instruction sheet, but like a written out thing of everything that we did with some more detailed, in-depth talking points. So last night we filmed the next video, and
so this is number 3.
Yeah. So we went ahead and we put the neck pocket in. We trimmed out the parts that didn't look quite like a guitar. We put the neck pocket in, and we put the we started the trim route. We haven't gone all the way through yet because we're actually going to meet this side with our trim spring cavity recess. And the thing what we're going to do after that. Sorry, what happened? This is just dropping
just
dusty crap.
Yeah.
The next thing we'll do after that is we'll put our pickup routes in here, and this will be super cool. So if you guys haven't signed up for that yet, please go over to the website, and in the course section, there's an online courses, and you can sign up for this. This is going to be a multi-part series where we do everything. Oh, by the way, I did everything with a hand router. I didn't use the pin router. I hate using a hand router.
I could tell.
I absolutely hate using a hand router. So yeah. So anyway, my what?
Well,
when's the last time you used a hand router?
It wasn't that long ago, but it was
like for a whole for like
but not for not.
Yeah.
It was because it was just quicker and easier to grab that, or because the other routers were being used, or. But yeah, I haven't done all this stuff.
My goal is to use tools that you can source at a home center.
Yeah.
So if you can't buy it from the Home Depot store, I'm including the online store, by the way, then I'm not going to use it. So since you can't buy a pin router from Home Depot, God, that'd be great. If we could buy a pin router from Home Depot, we'd have 10 of them. So I'm not going to be, I'm using all tools that can be sourced at a home center.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, this one is moving right along. Next time you see this, it might have the pickup cavity done. I'm not sure, But anyway, so this has been a fun project, Chris. And it's going to be getting a fabric top when it's all said and done. There's lots and lots and lots of work to do on that. All right, let's see what the peanut
in that Charvel documentary.
Yeah.
Wayne Charvel talks about getting a couple of pin routers and that it was a game changer. Or you can just sense that it was a game changer. So it's like, so I went out and bought a couple of pin routers and we started making guitars.
Yeah.
We started doing it.
Don't have to tell us, right? I mean, we know what that's like.
I couldn't remember what model it was. But it was a thing.
See, Mike Beckloff said he watched it today. Very good. I hope that everyone's enjoying the video, and I also hope that everyone's enjoying the text portion, because I work very hard on that, and so does Joy. So yeah, it's the guide. That's a great the guide. So let's take a super chat from Brian Duncan, who says, "Okay, I'm convinced. No room for a pin router, so I plan to use a hand router exclusively. I'll buy the series." Oh, thank you, Brian. And if you ever want to use our pin router, Brian, you're more than welcome to. But yeah, Curtis Chavez asks, "How much are those hollow bodies that you showed last week? I missed the live, but when I saw those, I almost lost my mind. Please don't be super expensive." So I believe that what Curtis is talking about is there's one that's close, and it's this guy right here. Chris is doing one that is equally hollow, but it's way over there. And the other one that I'm doing is in the paint booth right now. What are we calling this one? The Icon?
This is the Icon.
Yeah. And it's basically an acoustic guitar. It's got bent sides and a glued on top and a glued on back. This one is a maple top with a rosewood back and sides and mahogany neck. And this one will feature the Charlie Christian pickup. I don't know if this one's going to get F holes or not. I don't know. I'm kind of thinking maybe this one won't.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see.
Yeah,
because the other one does have F holes.
Yeah, how loud is it going to be? Yeah, I don't know.
The other one did end up getting F holes.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see the difference.
So Curtis, in answer to your question, I don't know. I know that's not what you wanted to hear, but we've got more of these coming. I actually just got some lumber from Dan and Calvin at Tonewood Experts, and I think there's going to be 3 or 4 of these going in addition to the 2 that are going right now.
Yeah.
Though I don't know why. Honestly, I don't know why. We don't know if these are going to sell or not.
That's that's one of the reasons that it'll be fun to go and take them to the Great American Guitar Build Off challenge thingy and kind of gauge people's response to them.
Yeah.
Including other guitar builders. That'll be neat. And I mean, you and I talk about it. We have no idea.
Yeah.
Really, we think they're cool.
Yeah. Just because I think they're neat doesn't necessarily mean
we
that
like
everybody
lots
else
of dumb stuff.
Yeah. No, I don't think that either of the guitars that you and I made are dumb.
No, I don't think so.
But I'm not 100% sure what the market share is going to be. Like, I don't know who is the buyer for that. Yeah. The guy on a skateboard at Venice Beach, he might be the buyer for that. But yeah, but I'm not sure. Like, is it a cool country guitar? Is it a rock and roll thing that would have been neat instead of the Kramer Farrington? I don't know. It might, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know either. That's one of the reasons that I want to finish them up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And new stuff like this, man, it becomes like all consuming.
It does.
In my brain.
Me too.
Every night I'm like dreaming about that.
Yep.
And it's almost like a nightmare.
Well, it's gonna be bad too, because we have one day tomorrow, which we have to clean the shop.
Yeah. And
then we have a week worth of classes where we're going to have these things that are like all the paint work's done.
Yeah.
And all that's left to do is assembly.
Yeah.
And so we've got a day of assembly on both of these things that we won't be able to do for another 10 days.
Yeah.
So anyhow.
Yeah. And we worked on them a little bit here and there. In the last
how you normally don't come in on the Monday after class.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna.
Are you just to work on that?
I have a dental appointment that
morning. I might come in and work on mine too, just to get it done, and then be like, haha, I'm all done. And you'd be like, no.
While I was waiting for paint to dry today, I worked on mine a little
bit. You got some wiring and
little things here and there. I'm hoping, by the time it's time to assemble it, everything just goes thunk.
I think that a lot of this stuff is just going to plop
yeah,
together.
I'll be like,
bottleneck player with a pork pie hat. Absolutely. I would love it if this became the ultimate slide guitar. And by the way, it's not going to become the ultimate. It is already.
yeah.
You just don't know it.
I was actually thinking of making one of mine slide friendly, just right off the bat.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. What would you tune it to? What do you have a slide tuning that you like?
I think I would just probably tune it to some sort of open key.
Oh crap!
It's so loud.
I knew that shit was going to happen.
I forgot all about it. So tuning, yeah, I've played around with E, and I've played around with some others, and they're easy to understand and know where you are.
I like E tuning for slide quite a bit.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah, there was another one that I think it was like some sort of drop open D or drop. Yeah, it wasn't G, but yeah.
I like G and I like E for
but anyway,
for slide.
Yeah, something that you can grab and go, oh yeah, open 5, 7, 9. Okay, cool. That's fun. Yeah.
Okay.
I have a lap steel that's
tuned
to that cool country C, and as soon as you play it, you know it.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, that's rad, and that's as far as I've gotten with that instrument. Okay.
Okay, Chris. Guitar Doc asks, you haven't, or well, he doesn't ask. He makes a statement with question marks, so we'll see it. You have inspired me to start a K that K thin twin Jimmy Reed built to love.
Yeah.
Which one is that one?
That is I think you would know that guitar from the Blasters. Dave Allen plays that guitar.
All right.
Is it Dave? Which one's the singer?
What? Yeah, Joy. Which one's the guitar player?
So the Phil is Phil, you old dog. Phil is the vocalist.
Yeah.
So he's the one that plays that guitar because he plays rhythm on it.
Yep.
And Dave is his brother, the Strat guy.
And Tiki Trash wants to know, Chris, what pickup did you use on the Harmony style guitar? Well, there's two of them.
Yeah. So the one that I showed off last week, I got that pickup on eBay.
Okay. What are you putting in the other one?
DiMarzio
Super Distortion?
Yeah.
Wow, cool.
It's a humbucker. I probably should have ponied up and just gotten another one of those, but those pickups, I think, because they're not super popular, you can find halfway decent P90s for not a lot of money.
Yeah. Finding a P90 for $12, that's pretty good, isn't?
Not horrible.
Yeah. That's not horrible.
15, $20. This pickup was $60, and I know where it was made, and I know that it was made next to the $12 P90. Lawler makes really cool ones, but they're $200, and I just couldn't spend that money
for a $400 ceiling. Yeah, you can't. Yeah.
So, and I didn't want to buy two of them because I haven't played it. I don't know. It might be terrible. I'm hoping it's not, but it might be god awful.
So on mine I put a P90. One of the advantages to using a P90 is later on I can put any other super high quality P90. I can put one of Dylan's P90s in there.
Yep.
And I can throw down.
Yeah. If it isn't really what you want,
because I'm looking at yours, and yours is top mounted, right? We have
that pickup is gonna be that pickup in that guitar, and I'm hoping it's okay, and it probably will be fine.
I'm sure it'll be really cool.
But the other one has a humbucker route in it,
and not a super distortion problem.
No.
Just something that is a humbucker size pickup.
Yep.
Plunk.
Yeah. And the whole idea originally was I wanted the top mount pickup because I wanted to make everything and just sort of put stuff where it needed to be as I was doing it.
Yeah.
Or as I was stringing it up.
You know what would look cool in there? TV Jones humbucker.
There you go. Those look, really good.
We got a bunch of them though. So yeah. All right. Well, so was it a gold foil?
That's the style of pickup.
Okay.
It's a gold foil. And originally I think those guitars, from what I understand, or those pickups, used rubberized magnets. So it's not
How do they do
necessarily
that?
metal. I don't know, but like refrigerator magnets,
Oh yeah.
that's a rubberized magnet. And
Okay.
that's the kind of stuff that they used in those pickups originally.
Weird.
Because you gotta remember, these guitars sold for $29.
Yeah, but that was way back in ancient history time.
Well, yeah, but I mean, even in 1958, $29 was not a lot of money.
It was not exactly
You
a
know?
ton of money.
And yeah,
What was the Strat going for in 58? 200 and $300, something like that.
I think they were 149 or 169 or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Fender stuff wasn't cheap.
Okay.
Everybody thinks it was. It wasn't.
Yeah.
It was slightly less than Gibson.
Okay.
That's how they did it.
And the
But
case was extra, right?
The case was extra.
Yep.
Yeah, $49 for a case.
Woo.
Or whatever. But anyway, these Harmony guitars and the ones that I'm sort of recreating were the cheapest guitar you could buy. This is like the, I forget, Glary is the Amazon company that sells dirt cheap guitars now. Yeah, the stuff I'm building is the American Glary, which is a great way to go.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, you can still buy vintage ones of these for like $500 still. That's what I should have done. I should have just gone out shopping and found one for $400.
Find a cheap one and go, there you go, is my guitar.
My guitar.
Wouldn't have been as fun, but it would have been way easier.
As fun. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, they were dirt cheap. You could buy them with green stamps.
Okay. Oh, can you buy yours with green stamps?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, you can buy it with green, but not green stamps.
So, all right. Well, gang, let's go ahead and wrap this video up and turn it over to Dylan and Leslie from Dylan Pickups, Dylan Talks Tone. I look forward to seeing what they're going to be talking about tonight. And I look forward to seeing them because they will be out here in no time. They are going to be participating in the $400 guitar building contest, the Great American Guitar Building Contest. Dylan's going to be here. As you know, if you sign up, you get 40% off Dylan Pickups. If you sign up, you get $100 worth of free templates from Steve at Maximum Guitar Works. If you sign up and you only can spend $400, don't forget that if you use all the cheat codes that we have at Tonewood Experts and Bitterroot Guitar Works, all that stuff is doesn't count as your $400. We're going to be the actual contest is going to be at Odyssey Beer Works right down the street. That's cool because Jimmy is going to be there. Dylan's going to be there. You and me are going to be there. Joy's going to be there.
Brian Duncan's going to be there.
Brian Duncan's going to be there.
Be there.
Anthony's going to be there.
Yeah.
Doc, Doug, Dave, a lot of players from Texas Toast.
Driddle is going to be there.
Driddle. Oh, how could I forget about Driddle? Yeah.
Yep, he better be there.
Yes. You've been helping him with paint, haven't you? Been giving him some tips, right?
Back and forth a little bit on
good
paint. Yeah.
So guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Thanks for spending an hour with us and drinking some beers with us. It's been a long week. Like I have gone home every night this week and like my feet ache and my body is tired. And we did so much stuff this week, dude.
Yeah, we're putting the pedal to the metal and the gear to the floor.
Yep. What do you think about maybe a little Dave's Hot Chicken tomorrow?
Yes.
All right. Well, we're going to do something for lunch. It might even be
okay, good. Then I won't bring lunch.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
Same thing I did today.
Maybe we'll stop by Ike's and check out his new shop. But I don't know.
That'd be fun too.
Yeah. We got a reveal tomorrow?
Yeah, I think we should show off.
What's it going to be?
Some of the stuff that we did this week. Even
so
not complete.
Not completed, but painted. Okay.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
All right. So, gang, check out Dylan at Dylan Talks Tone. We're going to get out of here. We got to get the heck out of the shop and go home. We will see you tomorrow for a reveal at 5. Who knows what we're going to show you, but I know it's going to be cool. So we'll see you guys then. Have a great night, everybody. We'll talk to you soon.